Today we are going to check out the newly launched Bluetooth speaker by Infinity, which is being advertised as a sister brand of JBL, which is owned by Harman, which is owned by Samsung, who also make tanks, so they know how to make products that have killer sound. Hey guys, I am Siddharth and this is Infinity Fuse 700 review. In the box, you get a micro USB charging cable, a strap that is too short to be used as a shoelace, some papers, and the speaker itself. The Fuse 700 has a very impressive design and the build quality is also very nice, and it really is up to the JBL standards. The fabric on front looks and feels great, and the rubber sides also blend really well with the design and have some very well thought out details. You have these very nice looking base radiators on the side, which are typical for JBL speakers, and the Infinity logo has this circular brushed metal finishing which looks very premium. On top you have buttons for power, pairing, playing and pausing along with the volume control. You can use the volume buttons to change tracks, and the play pause button can be used to attend or reject calls and for launching the smart assistant, which you can do by double pressing it. This speaker also features true wireless stereo connect. So if you have another Fuse 700 speaker, you can pair both of these with each other and use it in stereo mode, and that would sound really great. You also have this silver thing to put the shoelace through and use as a strap. Removing the flap at back would let you access the micro USB charging port along with an aux-in port for using it in wired mode, and you also have a full-sized USB port with an output of 1 ampere which you can use to charge your smartphones or other devices. The Fuse 700 also has an IPX7 water resistance rating, so you can easily use it in the bathroom or at the beach, as it can withstand complete immersion in 1 meter deep water for 30 minutes. The battery life of Fuse 700 is around 10 hours with the 2600 mAh battery that it has inside. And I think that is the only shortcoming of this speaker. Because for example, even my Anker Soundcore 2, which costs half of it, lasts for 24 hours with its 5200 mAh battery, which is exactly the double of Fuse 700. Couple this with the fact that you might want to use this to charge your smartphones, and you will find that you have a very limited battery capacity. And this is a pretty big speaker, so I am sure that they could have fit a bigger battery. But 10 hours of playback time is still not bad by any means, and you can charge it while playing music on it too, so I think it won't be an issue for most people. You also have 4 white LEDs which indicate the battery level, which is a nice addition, and it also charges pretty quickly, which is not a surprise considering the size of the battery. I tested this speaker for phone calls and it is pretty good for that, and even if you keep it at a distance, the person you called will be able to understand you. By the way, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with the bell, because I'll have lots of new products coming up soon. Now coming to the sound quality, I have to say that it definitely delivers to the expectation you would have from a reputed brand. And the best thing about this is that it sounds like a much bigger speaker than it actually is. One feature that all of the new Infinity products have is a dual equalizer, and I really think that every consumer audio company should start having a feature like this. So you have a deep bass mode where the bass is very exaggerated, and if you want to impress people with how much bass it can output, I guess it is fine. Most people think that a speaker with more amount of bass is better, which makes all these audio companies tweak their products to have excess and overpowering bass. So when you have a feature like dual equalizer, you can switch between that boosted bass mode and a normal bass mode, which sounds much better and balanced. So with the deep bass mode, the speaker doesn't actually go any lower than it can because of physics, but the bass becomes loose, and even though the amount is more, it messes up other details of the music. With the normal mode, the sound signature still has some emphasis in bass, but it's much better and controlled, and the amount is still plenty. And even in normal mode, the bass goes deep for a speaker of this size, and I was easily able to hear different notes of a bass guitar, which is pretty impressive. The mids are also good, but I feel like there is a slight emphasis in the upper vocal range, which is great for watching TV shows and movies as it makes the dialogues more audible, and I really enjoyed doing that. But while listening to music, it makes the vocals sound a bit shouty. But it's easy to fix, and you can use an equalizer to reduce these frequencies like this if you find this to be an issue. Even though the speaker doesn't have any tweeters, the highs are nice, and there is actually some soundstage, as the sound appears to be coming from around the speaker rather than just the front. So it is a very nice feeling effect. The speaker of course gets very loud with its two 2.1-inch 10-watt speakers, and it can fill a medium-sized room with quality sound. But at highest volumes, it doesn't sound as good as it would sound at 50 to 80% volume. But sounding good at 80% volume is still a pretty good performance, and you will not need to reach that level most of the times. I'll now have a sound test so you can get an idea of how this sounds. So overall, I am very pleased with the sound of this speaker. I use it a lot while watching TV, and it has made that experience very enjoyable. And for listening to music on the go, it is of course very good too. And it's really great to have something that can be adjusted to the tastes of different people. So let me know your thoughts about this speaker in the comment section, and I'll have my links to buy this in the video description below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, or a thumbs down if you disliked it. Subscribe, bell icon, and I'll see you in the next one.